In my previous video, I have showed how to create the registration web form page with upload user profile image. Now in part 2, creating a login system to display user profile image and username on the master page. Charan@gmail.com 1234 the password is. When I click login, and notice on the master page we got the user profile image with the user email ID, which is a username. If you are a first time visitor to my channel, please subscribe to get the latest updates. Now we'll create the login page. Go to login.aspx page. After H1 tag, I am adding the login controls, username, password, one button control and one label control to display if the user credentials are wrong. So the designing part, instead of writing the code again, I'm just copying this one, user email and password, username. Here the username, I'm using the email ID, and the password, the text mode is equals to password. Next we need a button control and one label control. Come to the bottom, I'm just copying the registration button and one label control and pasting here. I'm deleting the on click event. The label is a login. The button ID is but login. Label login message. That's it. We have done the designing part of the login page. Now the coding part is left. Go to design mode. Double click the button click event. And here we got the button click event. The first thing, using system.data, using system.data.sql client, using system.configuration. After adding the namespaces of SQL server, now in the button click event, I'm writing the code. String main con is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings. Between double quotes, I'm adding my connection string name. This one, my connection. I'm pasting here dot connection string. SQL connection, SQL con is equals to new SQL connection, which takes the parameter of main con, string SQL query. Here the SQL query is a select statement. Select start from, the table name is this one, dbo.user_new_reg. Copy this one and pasting here, where the username I'm using the email ID. So user email is equals to @ and the password is equals to @ password. SQL command, SQL com is equals to new SQL command, which takes two parameters. One is the SQL query select statement, and the second one is just SQL connection, this one, the object. SQL connection dot open method, SQL com dot parameters dot add with value, this one @email comma, the object is the text box control of the email ID. Text email dot text. Let's copy this. The second one for the password, upwd. Text password. SQL data adapter SDA is equals to new SQL data adapter, which takes the parameter of the SQL command object. Data table DT is equals to new data table SDA dot fill method. I'm filling the DT data table. SQL command at execute non-query method. If DT dot rows dot count is greater than 0, if the username and password is valid, response dot redirect. I want to redirect to welcome.aspx page. Welcome.aspx page. Let's create this page. Go to Solution Explorer, right click the project name, add, new item, web form with the master page, welcome.aspx page. Okay. Div class is equals to container h1. This is welcome page. Else, if the username and password are wrong, I want to display the message lab login mess dot text is equals to username and password are wrong. Lab login mess dot for color is equals to system dot drawing dot color dot. The message will be displayed in the red color. Let's check the output. Google Chrome, and here we got the output of the login page, the email ID, password and the login button. Now enter the details of the username and password. The username is charan@gmail.com and the password is 1234. charan@gmail.com 1234, the password, login. And see, you have redirect to welcome.aspx page. Suppose if I enter the wrong password, see I got the message username and password are wrong. Let's log in again. 1234, login. See again we are redirect to welcome.aspx page. And notice on the master page the login and registration controls I want to make invisible, and I want to display the user email ID at the top with the profile image and logout button control. Let's switch back to the coding part. We'll finish the rest of the code. Stop debugging. Now in the button click event, notice the if condition. I'm creating a session here. Session username is equals to, And this username we are getting from the text box control. Text email.text. So let's visit the welcome.aspx page. At the top, I'm adding the master page directive, master type, virtual path. I'm adding the master page here in the welcome.aspx page. Now we can access the master page controls in the content page welcome.aspx page. Right click, view code. I'm adding the namespaces using system.data, using system.data.sql client, using system.configuration. Now in the page load, to access the master page controls in this content page, we need to create the public properties of the controls. Go to sitemaster.master, right click, view code. The controls are public. The first control, I'm adding the label control, lab username, get property, return this dot the control name, lab username. The second control is the public. We have a link buttons, the login, logout and registration. Link button, link, registration, get, return this dot, link registration. Let's copy this one. Link, login, link login, link logout, and the last one we have the image control on the master page. Public image, image user, get, return this dot, the image control ID is image user. Now we can access these controls in the welcome.aspx page. Now in this page load event, I'm adding if session. What's the session name? This one, username. Copy this one. Paste here is not equals to null, which means if the user is successfully logged in and redirect to welcome.aspx page, I don't want to visible the login and registration controls. So master dot link login dot visible is equals to false. Master dot link registration dot visible is equals to false. Master dot link logout dot visible is equals to true. Master dot label username dot text is equals to welcome plus I am adding the session variable, copy here and paste. Master dot image user dot visible is equals to true. If the user is redirected to welcome.aspx page, I don't want to show the login and registration link buttons. I want to show only the logout, the label control to display the username, and the image control to show the user image profile. String main con is equals to configuration manager dot connection strings. Between double quotes, I'm adding my connection string name, which is this one, my connection. Copy this one and pasting here dot connection string. SQL connection SQL con is equals to new SQL connection, which takes the parameter this main con variable. String SQL query is equals to, here the SQL query is a select statement. I'm selecting the image from the table. Select the column name of the image is UIMG from the table name dbo.user_new_reg. Copy this one and I'm pasting here, where the username uname, this one, is equals to single quotes plus plus. Now between plus plus I'm adding the session username. SQL command SQL com is equals to new SQL command, which takes two parameters. One is the SQL query, pasting here, and the second one is the SQL connection variable object name. SQL connection dot open method. I'm opening the connection. SQL data reader SDR is equals to SQL command dot execute reader method. If SDR dot read string image name is equals to SDR between double quotes. Between double quotes, I'm adding the column name of the image UIMG dot toString. Master dot image user dot image URL is equals to image name. I'm clearing the session here. Session dot clear session dot remove all method. Else response dot redirect between double quotes logout dot aspx page. That's it. We have done the coding part. Before run this application, open the Solution Explorer, open master page. In the master page, the image control, I'm adding the height and width properties, 30 pixels, width 35 pixels, and also I'm adding the postback URL for the hyperlinks. Postback URL is equals to login.aspx page. For the logout control, postback URL is equals to logout, and the last one is the registration is postback URL is equals to registration. That's it. Now it's time to check the results on the browser. Login.aspx page, Google Chrome. And here we got the final output, and notice on the master page the login and registration. And when I click registration, It's a new user registration. We already added one user, so I'm logging with the details. Login page. Charan@gmail.com 1234, the password is. When I click login, and notice on the master page we got the user profile image with the user email ID, which is a username, and the logout button. Logout, we are redirect to homepage.axpx. That's it.